A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Matthew. Now when Jesus had finished instructing his 12 disciples, he went on to teach and proclaim his message in the surrounding cities and towns. Speaking to the crowds about John the Baptist, Jesus said, "Truly I tell you, among those born of women, no one has arisen greater than John the Baptist. Yet the least in the kingdom of heaven is greater than he. From the days of John the Baptist until now, the kingdom of heaven has suffered violence, and the violent take it by force. For all the prophets and the law prophesied until John came. And if you are willing to accept it, he is Elijah who is to come. Let anyone with ears listen. I, the Lord your God, hold your right hand. It is I who say to you, do not fear, I will help you. Whoever has ear ought to hear." Today's first reading and psalm talk about the greatness and goodness of God. He redeemed the Israelites from the bondage of slavery to sin and sufferings. In the Gospel, Jesus speaks to the crowd about John the Baptist as his messenger to prepare his way, and how important it is to listen carefully. Whoever has ears ought to hear. Also, today we celebrate the memorial of Juan Diego, a simple man whose faith and persistence touched millions of people. One is Archbishop Zumarraga, who believed and agreed to build a church after witnessing the miracle of Juan Diego's coat covered in the image of the Virgin of Guadalupe. As you and I have experienced, this year has been difficult because of the pandemic. The uncertainty of the time brought fear, depression, and sufferings. But we need not be afraid nor despair. God will help us. By virtue of our baptism, we are also called to be God's messenger like John the Baptist and Juan Diego, to bring light, joy, and hope to those in any kind of need in our midst, and to proclaim the wonderful truth of salvation. God has entrusted each one of us a mission. Mine, yours, and our humble yes is very essential. Teaming up with Mary, our Heavenly Mother, and by God's grace, we all grow together in holiness and fulfill the purpose of our calling. As we continue to prepare this Advent, let us examine ourselves. Is my life rooted in Jesus? If so, has my faith and love of God impacted the lives of my family, relatives, and friends? Holy Family, Jesus, Mary, and Joseph, as I prepare this Advent, help me to open my heart to God's presence, attentive to His voice, and respond generously to His will. Amen.